Hello, how are you all? Thank you for joining me. This is my first time at doing a live stream, so bear with me. Now, to start with, I'm just going to do a smudge to clear the air, purify the energies. Today's live reading is about the new moon in Gemini. We have a lot of energies in Gemini today. 4 planets in Gemini. A little bit of the stellium happening there. This is sage that I use here. Smells divine. Okay. So yes, as I said, we've got a bit of a stellium happening. I'll just show you here. I've got you can get up there close enough. Here we have the moon, the sun, Venus, and Mercury all in Gemini, and in the south node is also in Gemini. So quite a strong Gemini frequency there. Our rising sign today is Aries also. So we've got some leadership energy coming through there with that. So let me know that you can hear me. And I'll also try and see if I can stream this. So no, the answer to that question is no, I can't get it to go up on the Facebook page at the same time. So sorry about that. No, you'll join YouTube, or you can watch this replay. I'll replay it and post it for you. But anyway, hello and welcome to those of you that have joined me here. And I'm in Australia, and in Australian time, the new moon will be exact at 3:38 a.m. So that was this morning at 3:38 a.m. So adjust that for wherever you are watching over the planet to your time. So it's the 22nd in some parts, probably the northern hemisphere, and it's 23rd of May here in Australia in the southern hemisphere. So now the new moon in Gemini is about basic mental stimulation. It's wanting to get answers to questions. It's very curious. People can be quite prone to being quite chatty, so great time to connect with people if you haven't caught up with someone for a while. Now's a really good time, and the communication energy with the sun and Venus and Mercury and the North Node also in Gemini is really bringing our attention to our community, our local area, and really finding that compassion in our local area and supporting maybe even local businesses. So, you know, buying local products and getting involved in your neighbourhood or community. That kind of energy is very strong with all this Gemini frequencies happening for us now. And the Gemini frequency is versatile. It's as I said, it's compassionate. It's also about learning to value ourselves, okay, and value, because the Gemini energy really governs the third house area of the astrology chart. It's also about compassion and communication of compassion toward our siblings as well. So you may be in more contact with your siblings than usual, but this is a great time to reach out and to show that you care. And it's also about walking your talk and really listening to other people's truths. And this will be getting perfected over the next 18 months with the node, the North Node in Gemini. I'll go into a bit more explanation of the North Node in my zodiac wheels for June. But it's like a destiny point. It's where we're heading and what we're aiming for. Our purpose is the energy from the nodal frequency. Okay? It's a quest to see life from other people's points of view. And to really expand on our concept of our reality. Okay? And the new reality that is evolving out of the situations that have been taking place for us here over the last 6 months or so in particular. And it's letting us discover something different. The soul longing for a new perspective, new experiences, and filling us with curiosity. Okay, so if you may be finding that you've even got a new story to tell, and because the new life is unfolding. Okay, so it's quite an exciting time with all the energy shifts going from that heavy, hard-working responsibilities from the Capricorn Cancer energies over the last couple of years, and it has been a lot of hard work, into now coming into more air element, the Gemini element, the Aquarius element, they're air signs. So there is a bit of a lifting of some of that hard responsibility. There's still going to be that need for responsibility and taking responsibility, but there's creativeness and inventiveness involved as we come into our new normal, our new lives. We're not going back to normal. We'll be creating a new normal. So with that, I'll ask the I'm going to use the Guardian Angel deck. I do find it beautiful messages in here, and it's quite new, so I love reading it and discovering the messages that it has. But it's a beautiful deck. So I will be using that. So if you have any questions or you'd like me to pick a card for you, just leave me a message in the comments. So the first card that I will ask for us is about what we need to know right now. What message does the guardian angels have for us today? There we go. And our first card is the Angel of Wisdom. Can you see that there? A bit of a shine on it. Hang on, I'll just put the blind down a bit. See if that works better. Sorry, that shine gone off it a little bit. I need some light, so I'm gonna have to blind up a little bit. Yeah, so the Angel of Wisdom. Well, it is an important time in our life now. We're actually here on the planet at a very important time. And with that, we are gaining wisdom, gaining knowledge, and leaving behind childhood perspectives and reviewing our life through more mature eyes. Okay? So I do find it quite poignant that this card has come up as our first message. Now I will also read the message out of this lovely companion book that goes with these cards. And we have, I'll hold that up so that you can see it. So the message for us from the guardian angels is saying to us that we've received this card because the angel of wisdom is by your side and helping you to reconnect to the wisdom of energy and the energy source. That you are a wise soul who needs to reconnect with your angel of wisdom so you can fulfill your life's purpose. So the angel of wisdom wants you to take time out for yourself, to ground your soul. Find a beautiful quiet place in nature to sit silently in your sacred place. Within your home, it doesn't really matter where you choose. The most important thing for you to do is to reconnect. Is there some creative journaling that you have yearned to do with your angels and guides? Maybe you need most is to contemplate what you need the answer to. So when you relax, your angel of wisdom will provide the answers and guidance that you have been seeking. Make sure that you have your spiritual journey in case she wants to channel her wisdom. Could come through in automatic writing. Okay? She may share her wisdom and words through vision, symbols, could come through in music that will provide you with the answers you seek. And that's interesting because sometimes when you ask for a sign and say you've gotten into the car and you've turned the car on and then there'll be a song and that song will remind you or trigger some thought in you, and that is often the way that a message will come through, or indeed opening a book and reading the first lines on the page that your eyes fall on. That is also a way that the messages can come through. So the angel of wisdom is letting you know that. So don't be afraid to ask for guidance, as this is what she is here for. So why not ask her if there is any books, courses, meditations or websites that she recommends to provide you with further knowledge. Your angel of wisdom wants you to connect with each other and with like-minded souls so that you can share the wisdom with others. Believe in your own inner knowledge, wisdom and power. You are a wise being of the universe. So your message is you are a wise soul who has traveled many journeys gathering your life knowledge. And your affirmation is, I have a wealth of hidden knowledge and wisdom within me. I have all I need to make the right decisions in my life. My angel of wisdom guides me. So quickly jot that down if you've got a pen and paper handy. I'll say it again. The affirmation for the angel of wisdom is, I have a wealth of hidden knowledge and wisdom within me. I have all I need to make the right decisions in my life. My angel of wisdom guides me. Now, I find that interesting because we do have to make some very poignant decisions at this time in our life. All of us, we've got to make many decisions with what we've been dealing with the virus and lockdown and all of that, those kinds of issues, and how we're going to open up again and how we're going to get everything running again. And I know many are very keen to get back to life the way it was, but there's also very many that don't want to go back to life the way it was. They're seeking to develop a new lifestyle, a more healthier, productive one that's more conducive to the healing of the planet and indeed the healing of humanity, because there is a lot of healing that can take place now. So whenever you're seeking guidance, or you could even be feeling some anxiety over a decision that needs to be made, use that affirmation and say it over and over and over again until your mind calms down. Okay, and the answer will come. That is how it works. Okay. So do you have any questions? If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them for you. In the meantime, I will go through a little bit of today's chart with the stellium that we have here in Gemini. So with Mercury in the stellium, we also have, well, it's not a stellium as in all the planets aren't conjunct. Mercury and Venus are conjunct, and the Moon and the Sun are conjunct. But they're all in the same sign. You've got 4 planets in one sign, so it's got that stellium effect happening with it. So it's and in today's chart, which, as I said, we have the rising sign of Aries in today's chart. It's in the 2nd house, which is also about our values and governs our money and beauty and possessions So you could actually find that there's ingenious money-making ideas, and you also may find that you will be earning money through distributing information. And you can also use that witty part of your character and that quick thinking. If you've got to do any quick thought processing, now is the time to really put your mind to it also. Okay. So if you'd like me to pick a card for you, just let me know and I will pick you a card. Okay. Now I'll also ask my other angel cards, which I've had for so many years. What message they have for us. Thank you. Okay, we got 2. So the first message is from Maya. So I'll read that out to you. So the Maya angel is saying to you, schooling, study and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. Yet this angel will guide you and help you with this process. So for those of you that are questioning about schooling, I know here in Australia a lot of the schools have started to open back up, so I do feel that this is a very poignant card to pop out, and the angel message is very much in tune with the Gemini energy that's with us for the next few days and weeks ahead. And it's also letting you know that that your life's purpose is to grow and grow from your learning. Okay? And the second card that popped out is Ariel. So Ariel's message is new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gift to open through study, prayer and meditation. Wonderful. Well, there certainly is a new awakening happening. And it has definitely got a lot to do with the Uranus energy, because Uranus governs renewal and awakening. Even though for some the awakening can come as a bit of a shock. Sometimes people have suppressed their spiritual side of their nature. And so when it is trying to awaken someone who has suppressed it, they can feel a bit nervous or worried or anxious, because it brings change. And so often we hear people say, you know, I just want things to change. I don't want it to stay the same anymore. I can't deal with it this way. And then when the change does come, then they don't want it to change. They're like, oh, but you know, everything's changing. Well, this is the Uranus energy, is one of change and a great way to feel more spiritually alive. And this will be evolving and becoming more prominent for all of us, especially over the next 7 years, because Uranus is in Taurus for 7 years. And the energy from Uranus in Taurus speaks of earth energy, tuning in to our Mother Earth and receiving the messages that our Mother Earth has for us. So I really am so pleased that this card has popped up, because we are all capable of putting our antennas up and tuning into our psychic ability. And it's a bit like learning how to read and write. We learn how to read and write by going to school and being taught how to read and write. We have the ability to learn how to spell and do mathematics and all those sort of things. We have the ability, but we need to practice it. We need to pass tests. We need to graduate. We need to do it methodically and mechanically. Well, using the spiritual senses that we also have, it is much the same thing. We all have the ability. We all have ESP, mental telepathy, and the psychic ability. And using your sixth sense. And how you enhance it and put your antennas up and learn how to adjust your antennas is by practicing. Practicing is done through meditation. It's also done through acknowledging that we are in control of our thoughts. And that's a hard one for some people, is to realise that we actually are in control of what we think. And some of the most annoying times that our thoughts really get in our way are when we're trying to go to sleep. That's usually the time, and you can be exhausted, so exhausted. You get into bed thinking, oh, I'm so exhausted, I'm going to go to sleep, and bang, your mind starts going at 100 miles an hour, thinking of all these things that either happened today or maybe are going to happen tomorrow, maybe aren't going to happen tomorrow. That is the time to start practicing controlling your mind. Now, meditation and soothing music that you can bring your mind back to is a wonderful way to learn how to train to do that. Okay? So I really do love the message of Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. So some of you may even be taking a course and doing some study, joining a meditation group, joining a yoga group, that kind of thing. But trust that your angels, Maya and Ariel, will guide you. Now, the one thing with the angels that I found to be quite true is they are always around and they're always there wanting to help. But we need to give them permission and ask them to come and help us sort out a problem, help guide us, help to send help to help someone that you love, like maybe one of your children or a dear friend. I've done that many times, asked them to help somebody else because I can't get there, or to protect somebody else because I can't be there. And especially if I get a funny feeling that about a particular person, for example, I will immediately ask my angels, whichever angel is the right one for the energy that I'm picking up on, to please go and help that person, and to guide them or protect them. So that is how I do interact with the angels, and have done for years, for many years, and it's gotten me through a lot of stuff. So I do give great thanks to the angels, and to source energy and the divine, actually, for guiding me through some pretty horrific and terrifying events in life, and keep helping me to keep sane. Even though I don't really know how sane I actually am, but they say that's a sign of being quite sane, when you question your own sanity. So, so with that, I will ask for divine direction from my divine direction cards, and we'll finish off our live reading with a message from the divine direction cards. And this one fell out. Oh, another thing I'm big on: love. Sending you all my love, and thank you so much for joining me. And the message from the divine direction is: it's the right time for you to experience a loving, committed relationship. Enjoy it. Now, relationship is quite big this month, and especially coming into June. And it's not just in intimate relationships. It's all relationship. We are in relationship constantly. We're in a relationship with our earth. We're in a relationship with our banks, with YouTube, Facebook. We're having a relationship on so many levels, and a lot of us these days are actually having a relationship with our computer because of being at home. And aren't we lucky that we've had the internet to be able to stay connected and catch up and even be entertained. And I really do have to say that I absolutely love our musicians on this planet. The musos have been a wealth of entertainment. We're so lucky to have so many gracious, kind people playing us their music, and some of them were even doing covers of other people's music, and it was just wonderful. So much love and gratitude to the musicians and the artists for coming up with such inventive ways to keep us entertained and help us get through it all. So all we need is love. So spread the love, share the love, and feel the love. And I look forward to June's forecast for the Zodiac Wheel, which I'll have out in the next couple of, next week or so. Next week or so, I've been working on it over the next few days to help understand the energies that we're going to be using and picking up on through June, because we've got a lot of planets retrograde in June. They went retrograde in May and the end of April, but here in June we have Mercury going retrograde on the 18th. I'm just looking at my ephemeris here. On the 18th, and Venus is still retrograde here until the 25th of June. Then it starts to go direct. And Jupiter is retrograde, so we've got Mercury retrograde after the 18th of June. Venus is still retrograde until the end of June. Mercury is Jupiter, is retrograde. Saturn is retrograde, and Neptune goes retrograde on the 23rd of June, and Pluto is still retrograde. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 planets in retrograde. So I will be highlighting those in my zodiac wheel for June. Now, remembering that retrograde energy helps us to go, and we've got 4 planets in retrograde this month here in May. So and Venus, what did I say? Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto are all retrograde here in May. So the retrograde energy is like revisiting. It takes us back to sort out some things that needed to be looked at or weren't done right the first time. It gives everything or everyone, maybe you could look at it either way, another chance, a second chance. So Venus will be connected to beauty, money, love, that kind of energy, or decorating or redesigning. You know, the Venus energy is all about, it is a very creative energy and it loves beautiful things. So maybe revisiting financial things to be sorted out. Jupiter is about expansion. It's also a jolly energy, Jupiter. So we'll do well to find the humour in things and see the funny side and have a jolly good old laugh about things, actually. That's the Jupiter energy. And I think, over the last couple of months, it's been a bit of a stretch for everybody to find the funny side of things. But this Jupiter in retrograde could very well be giving us all the opportunity to do that as we slowly reconnect and are able to catch up in person. And the Saturn retrograde is the hard taskmaster is Saturn. And it does make things very strict. Saturn's got that strictness about it. And it's also an energy of karmic reward. Now, I feel with this Saturn energy, personally, that the reward has been sort of instant. So there is a bit of that feeling in it all for me that there's a bit of instant karma. So, come from that place of love and gratitude and give graciously of your skills. The people I feel that probably really are the ones that stand out as a symbol to me of this Saturn energy are the medical industry that's kept going through this very hard time. They've all, and all the care workers and nurses, doctors, etc. So even though I'm positive that they probably would have been scared initially and worried about themselves and about others, but they really epitomise to me the Saturn energy of doing it the hard way or going hard in spite of it all. So there will be wonderful rewards for themselves and for those that they've cared for. And a lot of people have had wonderful outcomes because of the care that the nurses and doctors and everybody has given. And thank you so much to them for doing that. And so that Saturn energy is it makes things seem really tough, but you usually get really good reward out of it once the transit's finished. So it's taking the retrograde energy is taking us back to redo things so that it's done better this time, which is a good sign for this virus outbreak, to get it done properly. Okay, so it does sort of drag, that Saturn energy does make things drag, so things may take a little while to really get back on track, but it's going to be worth it to do it the harder way, instead of just instant, right, we're back up and everything's going at full pace. If we just take it slow and steady, we'll win the race kind of message is the Saturn message. And then, of course, we have Pluto retrograde as well. Now, the Pluto retrograde energy is one of letting go. So, letting go of what isn't working. There's plenty of things in not only our private lives, but on a global scale, there's plenty of things that weren't really working before we all went into lockdown, let alone once we were in lockdown. And really, the things that weren't working, and if you have a look and reflect on it, which is what retrograde energy is about, reflecting and looking back over things. It's about a lot of other things too, but for this purpose, I will keep it short. So the Pluto with the letting go, so the things that weren't working, in my observation, that was all the things that pretty much stopped. It was like a abscess waiting to burst. And as much as I love travel, and I'm a big traveler and I adore being able to experience other countries and other cultures, traveling by plane, everybody was shoved in like sardines. And it was you're sitting there and for hours, because coming from Australia, you could be in there for 14, 15 hours just to get to another continent from my country. It's not like just skipping over to France from England, unfortunately. It's a long way to get to England from here. And you're stuck in this seat, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. So really, even though it may have been working for the airlines, and I'm not saying anything against the airlines. I mean, I've always loved air flight and air travel and the whole miraculous miracle that it is that the plane even gets up in the air in the first place. And they may have been, all employed and everything. And I'm not trying to say not to have flights or anything, but it wasn't really working for all the passengers because it was very uncomfortable and not really that pleasant to travel like that. And the cruise ships, now that's another thing that I absolutely love, is cruising. It's the best way to travel because you can unpack your bag and you're just there for a week and you don't have to be shoved in seats for hours while you're flying somewhere. And it's a beautiful way to travel. But so many people on the ships as well. So there was issues before, even though they were bubbling under the surface, there was already issues there. So any wonder that both of them in particular, in this instance, was pretty much put to a halt. So hopefully that will all be revisited and sorted out so that something better can evolve for the comfort and health safety of us all. So letting go is the Pluto energy, letting go of what isn't working in your life anymore, or what isn't working on the planet anymore. And I think that the other thing that we discovered that what isn't working anymore is the international trade, unfortunately. And so being local is now going to be quite a big thing. And which is also the Gemini energy with the Gemini new moon and all the planets in Gemini, backing your local businesses and buying local, that kind of thing. So Pluto has played its part in getting us to let go of where it was all heading. So that actually is a good sign, because it's going to give us the chance to renew and start anew. So with that, this is a wonderful time to set your intention, as I said. So do put out to the universe today what your intention or what you would like to wish for the month ahead for you. Okay? And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching. And please do check out the June Zodiac Wheel reading. And join me on Facebook at Elle's Psychic Astrology Group. And take care of you. Many blessings and much love to you all. Thank you.